Boom. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so market's absolute trash right now. Everyone's kind of thinking the sky is falling. And you know what? It looks like it is. Remember, if you guys remember last week, I was playing out the bearish scenario, and we are getting closer to it. Now, there's the right one. I have one chart that I want to go over. I actually broke down this chart and left it on my trading view to talk about. And it is Bitfinex. Okay. So as you guys can see, this was the area I was looking for. And if you guys remember, I've been talking about this, the running flat correction. Okay, so if there's anyone that's new, welcome, you're new. I'm going to talk to you guys about why is the crypto market heading in terms of the way it is, and what is this correctional pattern? Okay, so this correctional pattern, yeah, actually look it up. It's an Elliott wave pattern. This is a very tricky Elliott wave pattern. It's called the mischievous running flat correction. It's very rare to see, but when it does happen, it's very noticeable. And by the time we are where we are, it's very noticeable. So you guys remember I was talking about this where this didn't seem like it really cleared out B. And I said, there is a chance we can go down lower if they want to take us lower. Well, they want to take us lower. So the basics of the idea of the running flat correction is as follows. You have three waves. So a 0 to A to B, B to C. Okay, in the three waves, qualifications of the three waves to make sure that you're in the actual correction is that you go from 0 to A to B, B to C, down. That's wave one. That's 0 to A. From A to B, it's 0 to A to B, B to C. That's wave two. Now, wave C, so wave C, this last wave, the one qualification is that it's two qualifications. One, it's 5-wave series, so it's 5 waves going down, and two is that it needs to go retrace lower than the B point. Our B point's right here. Look where we're at right now. So did this liquidate here? Yes. Now here's another liquidation period, liquidation that was looking at. This right here, did we liquidate that? Yep. So there is these lows right here. And it's just not there. It's all up in here. And if you start looking on higher time frames, okay, you start looking at higher time frames, you have some noticeable gaps in the market. So I'm going to put these here because anything can happen at this point, and you want to make sure you're playing this for this type of move. Now, the one thing about the running flat correction is that this should not drop below this. So, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin does whatever the heck it wants and comes back, and you're just like, oh, it just did it. So I'm playing out the gaps on the weekly because these are all areas of opportunity, right? What do I mean by that is that when you look at the gaps on the weekly, you're going to start noticing these are areas of opportunity where the market can bounce back, right? And I'm also going to play out this, which is the former high from this level over here. This is from 2020 August. All right, so am I saying that Bitcoin's going to head all the way to $12,000? No. Okay, not saying that because at the end of the day, I don't think it is, but it can do whatever it wants. But if we break below this level here, understand that this diagram is no longer what's happening. Okay, I need you to understand that, so that way you're not like, well, Manny says it's going to go up to a new all-time high. No. If we break this level here, this diagram is no longer happening the way it is, and therefore we can no longer use this as the template of what you're trying to follow for TA. Okay, so for me, I'm using this as a template of what I'm following for TA in terms of this is what I'm following. So, but I let the market, I trade what I see, and that's it. So if the market wants to drop below, I'm not going to argue with the market. I'm going to wait for that retracement back up to the 50% of whatever the move is. So once it gives me a retracement, so let's say, for instance, it's retracing back up here, a key pivotal area that we're looking at is right over here, right? which is the 50% 618 of this entire move. If we can't break above here, so if the market just does this, comes up and rejects, if you don't make it past here, you're going to want to start taking profit here, okay? Because the next move after this is not going to be pretty. It's going to wipe out all this, okay? Okay, so now the thing about trading and the thing about investing is that you trade and you invest what you see. You don't try and preempt the market and look what the market's already doing. And it's like, okay, I'm going to try and figure it out before it happens. Don't be that person, okay? Now, the one cool thing about what happened here is that this was my box. You guys see my box? Welcome to my box. This is it. And this is where I was looking at catching some sort of move, okay? Now, I did catch Danny Perrin's move, and I also had a move that was lower. I was like in these wicks, and then I took profit because, like I said, I'm anticipating that we're going to really mess around here this week. So let's drop down to the daily, okay? So now that we have all that, why is this level important, okay? Well, if we grab our fibs, what do we see here? This level is the 886 level. So what do we know about the 886 level? The 886 level is generally the last line of defense whenever you're looking for any sort of buying opportunity, okay? Could it drop down lower? Yeah, it could sweep all this and then come back up. It can sweep all the way down to here and come back up. Now, the reason why I say that is because you're on such high time frames. Even if it was to wick down and come back up, it'd still close above there. What you can't have is a candle closing below there. And it's really weird to say that, but it's always about the lowest closing candle. It's not about where the candle opened, not about where what the candle does. But generally speaking, you don't want to see candles come below here because at that point, you're bringing maximum fear into the market. So we swept this B point, which is cool. With this one move, we swept. So now we're into this liquidity area. Now, this is the obvious right over here that I know everyone will be paying attention to, which is this point right here. And I'm going to show you something that's really cool. Well, I don't know what's really cool, but I'm going to show you something that's really, yeah, actually it is really cool. Okay, so this is in BTC. Okay, this is with Bitfinex. This is a gap or liquidity gap. This is an imbalance in the market. Okay, the market likes to balance itself. So we know that this is a clear level that if we were to break this 886, this is another place where I'd be potentially looking for some sort of market to come down. So if this is to come down lower, here's what I'd be looking for. Break down lower, like kind of come back. One more, and then go. So I'd be looking for something like that, where we have like a 5-wave, Elliott wave series with Wyckoff and all the other stuff, and it kind of breaks through and then jumps up, okay? That's what if we were to break down there. But we'll see. Like at the end of the day, you have to trade what you see. At this point right now, it's hard to say what's going to happen. At this point right now, if you look at the daily trend, it looks like it's just going down. So you're better off taking the trend at the buy, at the sell. But if you understand, when you understand fibs, this 886 is a very powerful zone. At the end of the day, if it's going to move, this is where it should move. Okay, that's the fundamentals of why, like for me to believe what I believe, I'm not going to change my mindset in terms of that. Okay, so we're dropping down to lower time frames. So I was able to catch in like 3, 4, like right over here. I'm pretty sure that was one of my trades, and then it shot up. And see, we're messing around in this zone. So what would you be looking for here? Okay, well, let me get rid of this. There we go. So what I'd be looking for in terms of Bitcoin is, if you're looking at this, we go down to the 1 hour, because it's playing on a 1 hour pattern. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have the low, break a structure of this, but not really, because there's a wick here. But what I mean by break a structure is that it broke this, which was the structure, because we came back. So this is technically a lower high. right? Even though they come lower than the wick, it's the lowest closing candle. So now what happens next? Yes, what happens next? Well, we have a high, we have a low, high, no breaks, higher low, break a structure here, comes back down. So this is the higher low. So this is really where the market really wants to change. Okay, so this is where the market really wants to change right here. Right, as I measure that, it's probably going to be something. Okay, so measuring this move. Let's check this out. Now the thing about trading, it doesn't need to match, doesn't need to do anything. So this was a 786 retracement. If this holds right here, this will probably be another 786. Weird. 70%. If this holds. So if this goes up, this would come, but then there is this point right over here on the 1 hour. So what I'm looking at right now in terms of for Bitcoin, there is some news happening on the 26th of the month. Okay. So I have an ICO and want to talk to you guys about as well. And then also something else. Forex Factory. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the one thing in terms of, I'll talk about CoinGecko when we get into the ICO. And then there's another thing that I'm really focusing on right now, which is just liquidity pools. So there's Sunday swap, and then also I'm focusing on DeFi Kingdom. So I'm going to break those down, not too deep, not too heavy, but like get into it. Okay, so on the 26th of the month, so that's going to be on Wednesday, is FOMC. This is a major news event, okay? Because they're going to be talking about the interest rates. Now, the speculation is that they're going to be bringing the interest rates up, okay? So actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So if the 0.025, if this goes higher than 0.025, which it probably won't, right? That means what's going to happen is everything's going to start tanking. But they already said that they're going to be raising interest rates in March, right? So this, I think, is just going to be another place where they're going to talk about it, but it's bringing fear into the market. So one of the reasons why the stock market is crashing and everything's kind of going down is because of that. So here's another thing, and this is kind of like, it is crypto related, but it's more in terms of investing. So I'm going to teach you guys something here. This is known as the VIX, okay? I talked about this before one of our calls. Now the VIX, this is how you read how the market is with the volatility index, okay? And I remember I talked about this with you guys and I showed you guys, there's only a couple key points in the market where it's good to buy. Anytime you see the VIX over 80, automatic. You go to the bank, you borrow money, you figure out ways to get money. Because at the end of the day, there's only 2 times where we've been over 80. In this entire, like in terms of this entirety of this, since we've been tracking this. So this has been tracked since 1991. We've been over 80 in 2008 financial crisis and COVID. So like, this is like extreme, let me get some money, buy some assets real quickly, because this is that the extreme fear, right? Volatility, when the volatility is this high, it's just extreme fear, but that's also the opportunity for you to make the most amount of money, okay? And I showed you guys how many times I hit 40. A lot of times, right? There's a lot of times I hit 40. That's also, this is still fear. This is not good. 30, 37. You hit a couple times. So right now, this is a monthly candle. And look where we're at right now. So if this just continues going up for the week, there's a good chance it just goes up for the week and then comes back down and then closes off like right where it is. So on the weekly perspective, this is what it could look like. But if this just continues going up, this is going to be one of those moments where you want to have cash, right? Already we're in a large volatility comparable to 2019. So you guys remember 2019, not a lot of volatility. In 2020, loads of volatility. There's lots of fear in the market. But then you remember 2021, there was a moment in time when things were like not that volatile, and now things are volatile again. Volatility is what makes money. So when this is high, this is your opportunity to make money. Okay, so you guys know, like, this is something that should be on your trading view, and you should be consistently taking this into account if you want to be a good investor in any market, whether it's stock, crypto, whatever. You want to understand the volatility index. Okay, now that we have that, let's go back. So when it comes down to like BTC with the volatility right now, literally I'd be waiting for the 26th. Okay, because the 26th of the month they're going to announce it. I do not think that personally, this is me personally speaking, it's not financial advice, you can do your own research on it, but I'm fairly confident that they've already announced that they're not going to be raising interest rates until the sorry, they're not going to be raising interest rates until March. Okay, I have an interest rate one that I want to show you guys, so you guys can understand this stuff. Okay, because this plays into account of investing and how to figure out when's a great time to get in the market. Okay, because if you don't know when's a good time to get in the market, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's going to be hard playing in. Like, when the market's red, that's your time to get in. But it's like, when's a good time to get in? Well, when the fear is high. Okay, so this is the interest rates. So the last time that we were over 2.25% was in 2019. Now, if you were not investing or doing anything, this one Bitcoin hit a low in 2018. So you can see when interest rates start heading up, markets generally start heading down. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Interest rates haven't been this low since between 2009 to 2015. Now, they started heading up in 2015, but then when COVID happened, they started coming back down. Actually, before COVID, they started coming back down. COVID really just brought it right down to 0.25, which means they're just giving you money for next to 0%. This is US interest rates, okay? So, and this applies into the market because if it costs 0.25% for you to have a loan from the government, okay? What that means is that it doesn't cost you a lot of money to take this loan, and you can make more money off of so many other things, like liquidity pools, mining, staking, whatever else, because you would earn more money off of, let's say, for instance, you borrowed 50K from a government, and you put it into a liquidity pool that paid you 1,200%. You'd make more money off a liquidity pool than what you owe. So already you have to start thinking like, okay, how can I now make more money off of borrowed money? Like, this is how the rich get richer. They borrow their money, they put it into investments, they put it into assets. Then as soon as the government says we're now calling back our loans, these are called callbacks or margin calls. We want our money back. So they start raising interest rates. They're no longer interested in paying more money for the money that they borrowed. So at this point, they're going to start paying back their loans. That way, it didn't cost them anything, right? It doesn't cost them anything. So you have to understand this stuff. When the market starts heading up in terms of interest, that means stocks, crypto, everything that's an asset is going to start dropping because it's going to cost more money to borrow money. It's going to cost more interest to borrow money. So at this point, we're at 0.25. And I don't think there's supposed to be 3 rate spikes that are supposed to happen this year. The first one was supposed to be March. So I honestly don't think that what's going to happen on the 26th. I think what they're going to talk about is they're going to talk about how they're going to start raising rates in March. And that is the fear. And that's what's happening in the market. There's so much fear in the market because if they start it now, everyone knows that they start it now, people are going to have to start taking their cash out to pay back their loans. So everyone has their money outside the market waiting for this big news event. So you have to understand, how do whales think? How do people with a lot of money think? They're just waiting for them to announce it, because as soon as they announce it, boom. That's why the stock market's down. That's why, because people are taking cash, taking the profits out and leaving it in stable coins. So if you're in crypto, stable coins, USDT, USDC, DAI, like, leave it out of the market. Have some money sitting there, getting ready to buy when you need to. Okay. Boom. So I don't expect Bitcoin to move until after this. If it moves before this, that means there's some information that's already out somewhere and you'll be able to tell, right? But like I said, I honestly speak, I think that we're gonna end up heading up. Okay, cool. CoinGecko. So there is a coin that I'm looking at. There's two coins I'm particularly looking at. I'm kind of nerding out into DeFi kingdoms. Now this is a game. Okay, this is called Gamify. Now I'm doing a lot of I'm actually on my YouTube channel and I'm doing a lot of I'm just kind of documenting my life in DeFi kingdom and going through it. But this is Gamify. Okay, now I'm not gonna go too deep into it because at the end of the day, this is more about understanding where should I be putting my money? Altcoins, right? Well, this is an alternative coin. This is called Jewel. Okay, I'll show you guys what it is. But the cool thing about it, and the thing that I really like about this, and for anyone that is into just games, but not even just games, but into money, there's the liquidity pool. And this is the part where I really want to focus on with anyone that's listening to me. Liquidity pool here, I'm getting right now 415% APR. Now, APR, what that means is that it is a regular, it's compounded. Okay, so as I take it out, I get more back. So as it compounded, I can always put more in. So the cool thing about it is that you get this 420%. At one point, it was 1200% APR. And then it kept on going down. As the game gets more popular, you end up losing liquidity. Not liquidity, but you end up losing the percentages. So now is the time, because this is like Axie Infinity before Axie Infinity became Axie Infinity, except it's better. Now, if you already, that's not showing up. If you like this style, if anyone's a gamer who's played any games, the one thing this should be reminding you of right now is like Legend of Zelda, Nintendo, or Super Mario, or all the Nintendo games, pretty much all those Nintendo games. Like this should be very pixelated and should remind you of that. Now the graphics, you might be like, oh, the graphics suck. It's not even about the graphics, but the nostalgia. And if anyone watched The Matrix 3, which I have not watched, but I've seen the clips, the one thing they said is that nostalgia sells, which is absolutely true. Nostalgia sells. So automatically, I'm on YouTube and I'm listening to how all the creators are talking about this. And the one thing they're saying is that the same thing I said. This reminds me of The Legend of Zelda. Nostalgia sells. Okay, cool. Let me find out more about this. So I went down a deep rabbit hole to find out a little bit more. So what did I find out about this? So, boom. DeFi Kingdom. One. So DeFi Kingdom, what it is an exchange, and it's a token. So an exchange in terms of a DEX, and it's a token. The token's name is Jewel. So you have the exchange. So this is technically this is like owning a Uniswap. So think about it like that. Uniswap is the exchange. The exchange coin is called Uniswap. This is DeFi Kingdom is the game / DEX. This is the actual token. The token is worth $8.49 right now. Your circulating supply is only 62 million. Your total supply is 329 million. Your max supply is 500 million. Let me show you Axie Infinity. So just to compare. Axie. 270 million, 71 million, 270 million. So Axie got up to as high as $164 with half the supply. Okay. Let's go back to DeFi Kingdom. They're not talking about burning, and I don't care about that. My thing is that right now, this is currently at $8. Your all-time high was $22.52 in January. You're 594% from the low. So the one thing you have to look at is, this is the same as Axie Infinity. It's a play to earn on the Harmony One network. It cost me 1 penny to move things around in here. So I moved money around in here, and it cost me up to 1 penny. Now this is something called DeFi Tracker. So I'm going to show you guys this. So this is how much money I have in my liquidity pool right now, and I'm earning one Jewel daily, which is roughly at 1.324 joule, which is roughly about 1132. That's $79 a week and $4,000 a year. Now, if you're looking at this and you're like, that's a lot of money. I'm making this while I sleep, and it's compounded. And I just started yesterday. So understand the cool thing about this is that you now can do something in terms of the money that you have, throw it into something like this, which is the liquidity pool, and earn back profit, right? Because what I'm banking on is two things. Nostalgia sells, right? Two, if nostalgia sells, what's the valuation of this coin at 849? How much should this be worth? Okay. And so let's go to play to earn. Okay. I want to see other play to earn games. Let's see. Okay. So Axie Infinity is a play to earn game. Sandbox, Essential Land, Gala. Gala's at 18 cents right now. That's another one that's another one that you should be getting your hands on. 18 cents. Oh, you know what? I get on rants, but this is another one that you should be looking at. Gala. Like these play to earn games, you should be looking at, because the thing is that when you play, you're earning. And gaming is one of those things where people are always going to want to game, right? Imagine now getting paid to the game. So you trade Forex, you trade crypto, you trade whatever. Now imagine just sitting down, and it doesn't even, like, I don't care about the game in terms of the graphics. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. What I want to know is, can I earn money? If I can earn money, why wouldn't I? I'm not gonna get too deep into Gala because of that. I'm still on DeFi Kingdoms. Now DeFi Kingdoms, they also have a bunch of things in their roadmap with Luna, with Avalanche, and with a couple other cryptos. So what they're going to be doing is that every coin is going to have a kingdom, and this is going to be the main kingdom. So it's expansions. And right now, as of yesterday, there was an airdrop for crystals. Crystals are going to be worth some money. So same thing as jewels worth money, you're going to get crystals for everything that you have in the bank. The bank pays you 18% just for holding it there, staking. So once again, these are the types of plays that you want to be looking at when the market looks like this. The reason why, when the market returns back, because it will eventually, when the market returns back and you've been dollar cost averaging into a liquidity pool and also staking, you're earning money back, and you're looking for the valuation of what it's worth, not what it's at. Never pay attention to the price that's currently at, because the price that's currently at means absolutely nothing. Always pay attention to what was the all-time high, because this right here is more important than this, because this is the true valuation of everyone believing in it. This is everyone being fearful. What you want to look for is you want to see what others can't see, because they're blinded by their emotions. Emotions right now are telling you, oh my gosh, the market, oh my gosh, I'm scared. That's not what you got to slap yourself in the face, drink a Red Bull, get some wings, start looking in the market, and get in here and start understanding, where can I put my money, because it needs to start working, right? You got to understand this stuff, because at the end of the day, if you don't understand where am I going to be putting my money, then unfortunately what's going to end up happening is that you're going to be, this time is going to pass, and you're going to be the person who's going to be like, oh man, I wish I put more money into crypto. Like, I've been here since 2017. Trust me, the biggest thing you can ever do is whenever you see any dips, you just continually buy. This is why you never want to have 100% of your income in crypto. And one of the reasons why is because it's the volatility. If you're living off of your crypto, then you're experiencing volatility. So you want to be having other places like passive income to be able to get money. I know a great place where you can earn some passive income too. You can get money, and boom, you can now reinvest it. You're trading, right? You want to grow your trading account? Cool. What do you want to grow it to? What is it? 1,000, 10,000, whatever it is. It's not even about how big you can get it. It realistically is, how much do I need to get it to where I can actually take profit and throw it into other things? right? And these are how you got to be thinking. As an investor, you got to think different. Okay, so Gala. This is actually the first time I'm looking at Gala, but 18 cents, I got to look at it. Oh, there's also an NFT I got to talk about. Jeez, oh man, there's so much I got to talk about. All right, I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna look at Gala a lot more over this week, and then I'm gonna talk about this next week because I don't have enough information on this. But in terms of the price, I'd be looking at this. I've seen a lot of good reviews on this in terms of tokens. The one thing that I would be cautious about in terms of it is I do not anything on the Ethereum network. I'm kind of not wary about it, but it costs more money to move things around, more money than you really need to. And this is where DeFi Kingdom kind of wins in the art of like, should I be playing or should I not? Because literally to move around money, it costs like 1 cent or under. So if you were going to be looking at playing the game, I would be looking at this game right now. Okay. There's some other games in here, but you can see all the different games. This is where you're generally going to spend your time if you're looking at gaming and you want to earn money off of gaming. And I know it's weird to say this, earn money off of gaming. How can I do that? Literally, all this is games. So you're going to just figure out how to play the game and start earning, right? And don't just start playing anything. Start before you throw your money anywhere, do your own research. Do not throw your money and just become like, I'm just going to start playing. That's not how you want to do this, okay? Next. Okay. So we talked about DeFi Kingdom, Glitter Finance. Okay. So this is a potential ICO. Glitter is a brand-changing innovator bridge that brings the everyday user into the crypto world seamlessly. This is one thing I like about anything. I'm always looking for products and I'm looking for cryptocurrencies that are paying attention to the people that are not in crypto. Why? Because only 2% of the world's in crypto. That means there's 98% of the world that's not in crypto. I'm looking for things that are going to get the 98%, not the 2%. Why? Because that's where the money is. If 98% of the world's not in crypto, I want to be placed in the places that they're going to be before they get there. And I want to look for things that are going to be marketing towards them because that's where you want to make sure. So we smooth the way through current technical and psychological barriers by providing user-friendly, streamlined architecture so that everyone in the world can feel good investing and surfing the crypto waves. So this is the roadmap. They have a white paper and they have a token launch right now. They're going to be on the Algorand and Solana testnet. And then they're also going to be on the Algorand and Solana mainnet. And so just saying Solana, very fast. All right, so public sale is going to happen. I'm going to drop all the information in the trade room chat. So this is potentially in terms of integrations of Algorand yield farms. Yield farms is exactly the same as what I just showed you. Anything involving yield farming, you want to figure out how to get yourself into because that's how you earn money. Okay, you're just earning money. So I used to mine. I still mine, but I don't mine as much because I go into liquidity pools and I go into staking because even like the other day I sold one of my miners because I want to put more money into liquidity pools because at the end of the day the one thing you realize that I have to sell my miner. So I have to find someone, sell my miner, put it on Facebook Marketplace, and do all that stuff. Okay. And I took the money that I got from the mining, right? I've already earned the ROI, I've already done everything, but the valuation of the miner has gone down. Right. So just to get rid of it, I got rid of it. Took that money, threw it into the liquidity pool. But guess what? My money is going to stay my money. So the longer that I hold it, because I plan to be here for a while, I don't have to sell it at any time because I'm earning back liquidity. And that's the thought process. As soon as it starts earning back, as soon as let's say the price of, for instance, DeFi Kingdom raises up to $100 a token, I can take back some of my profit, some of the initial cost, my initial startup, and now go somewhere else, and it's still going to be operating on a regular basis. See what I mean? Because it's already earned and compounded enough. This is how you got to think. You got to think 10 steps ahead. You can't be thinking like, well, this is the little bit of money I have. I love this because the fact that what it's talking about is seed. Okay. And it's just kind of very related. When you take a seed, you plant it into the ground and you forget about it. If you don't forget about it, and you're always opening up and seeing it, it's not going to grow, right? I got plants right here. This is a propagation. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys this because this is a perfect example. See, this has a root. Me and my wife run a plant business. Okay, it's actual plants. When you have the root takes, and now I can plant that into soil. Now, the one thing I cannot do is I can't keep on checking and seeing if it's like going, right? Same thing with seeds. I can't keep on checking and seeing if the seed is going. So in here, it has a seed box. When I plant my, like that's actually you have to buy the seed, right? So I made a video how to do all this stuff. That's working now. So 470% APR. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm earning back money just by talking, and not just by talking about this, but I'm earning back money without even thinking about it. I don't need to continually come back here. Let's say, for instance, for a week, I stopped coming back here. This will be higher because it's been continually working. It's a liquidity pool. The other thing I can do is I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I can rent out my heroes. Same as Axie Infinity. I can rent it out. Once that becomes an in-game thing, I'm earning money off of my heroes. Whole other thing, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but you want to get McKinley on here to talk about that. Okay, so back to glitter. Anything that is related to making things easier for people and yield farming, I'm all up in that. Okay, so they have a large roadmap from here until 2023. I like it. You can do your own research on this. Do your own research on some of the investors. I like capital companies. And one of the reasons I like capital companies is because anything to do with capital, it means that there is smart money in. Right? And it sounds really simple, but that's literally all I look for. I look for when there's a lot of hedge funds and capital companies, because for me, hedge funds and capital companies equal smart money. The brotherhood. Oh, that's weird. So anyways, the partners, and then I looked at their businesses. I've heard about this guy, David Dabrowski, before. I can't remember where, but I'm sure if we look him up, there will be some sort of place that he's been before. But I'm 100% sure. This is like I've said before, this is what I do when I'm into the game of figuring out should I invest. I've already decided I'll invest in this, but I like when they have LinkedIn's. Oh, connecting. He wrote an article on connecting dot. Okay, not going to do that now. I'll do that. I'm on time. But you can do that yourself too. Just go onto LinkedIn and start reading about him, where he's from and whatnot. But you can do that on everyone that's involved in it. They're all going to be on LinkedIn. When you do that, you're going to be very impressed about everything. I already like Algorand, and I also like Solana. So they already have different crypto partnerships that I really like, and they have partnerships that I really like. The investors are really good. The roadmap's really good, and the listing of this token isn't going to be until 2022. So you can see here. So potentially, and we're in 2022, integration of yield farm, launch of leaderboards, machine learning. So we're not going to be looking at getting listed until somewhere around 2022 to 2023, which is right now where we're at. We're just in the white paper. I highly suggest you doing your own research on this and kind of figure out some more stuff. Okay, next, Sunday Swap. Okay, Sunday Swap is Cardano's swap token. This is another yield farming. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, my goal. This is the goal. Like, it's figuring out how to create passive income. Okay, let's make this dark. So I'm looking for areas of creating passive income. There was a lot of complaints this week about Sunday Swap because people said that it was moving kind of slow and all that stuff. I'm okay with that because I'm 100% sure the first iteration of this will not be the same as the next iteration. So this is something else I gotta organize tonight, which is another liquidity pool. I don't have one here yet. I was on DeFi Kingdom last night until like 2:00 in the morning, setting up all my liquidity pools and doing all that stuff. But Sunday Swap has liquidity too. So what do you get to earn here? Well, you get to earn Sunday. Sunday is the Cardano token, not the Cardano token, but the exchange token. Same thing as you earn Jewel, you're earning Sunday here. Okay. Now, if you were to compare it to like Sushi Swap or let's look into DEXs. Okay. DEXs, so you guys can understand why the valuation of finding things like this is very important. Okay. So you got Glitter Finance, you got DeFi Kingdom, and now you got Sunday Swap. Sunday Swap's actually here, and all you would be doing is offering your Cardano for liquidity, and you partner your Cardano with something else. Okay. So like Pancake Swap, or let me go to the DeFi coins. Okay, so these are exchange coins. So almost every single one of these is also an exchange. Uni, $10. Pancake Swap, Cake, $7.82. Sushi, $4.45. Well, everything is on sale, man. Jeez. All I gotta say is, so this is why I sold my miner on Friday, because when the market dropped, I'm like, I need more money. I was like, I'm completely bullish on these red markets. When these markets come, I'm finding ways to get in. But yeah, these are the different places you can go to and check it out. But you can see what I mean by the prices. So if I was to go off average prices, you can see as high as $66, as low as a couple cents, right? So what will be the valuation of Sunday Swap? I don't know. And this is kind of like the thing, like, I don't know what's going to be. I could tell you. If I could tell you, then we'd all be millionaires. Because at the end of the day, but all I can do is tell you what I think is going to happen. Okay, so stake your LP tokens to start yield farming. So you got to get LP tokens. Okay, first things first. I don't have any of this stuff yet, so I gotta bring this. But they do have yield farming. I'm going to be able to see what the yield farming is, but I would highly suggest that you start figuring out. But I can go Sunday ADA. Okay. Provide liquidity. So before I can do it, I gotta actually get all this stuff to know what the APYs are. But I'm pretty sure the APYs are gonna be high. APR is gonna be high and all this stuff. So farming available. And then you get to earn back Sunday. So I'd be doing this one, which is Sunday and ADA. I want to keep my Cardano. And then I would go off of the yield farming. Now, is there impermanent loss in yield farming? Yes, impermanent loss though. You can. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but realistically, I'm okay with it. You should be okay with it. All it is that, let's say for instance, ADA goes up in value and Sunday goes down in value. You're gonna have to transfer some Sunday to ADA and some other stuff. How will Sunday yield farming work on Sunday Swap? So you can read about all this stuff. I'm not going to read about all this. What I will be doing is once I do have it all set up, I will drop a screenshot of the APR so you guys can see it. But once again, like, this is another play for you to make money while you're sleeping, right? This is what I'm paying attention to. How do I make money while I'm sleeping, right? So farming is one of the easiest ways for you to make money while you're sleeping. With this, I would go with there is the NAMI wallet, and then there is there's NAMI wallet and the Covi wallet. I would go with the Covi wallet. It's connected to a like hardware wallet. It's easier to connect to it. So that's what I would go with. I got to deposit all this stuff and put it all in, because until I put it all in, I can't do anything and you guys can't see anything. So this is where it's like, I can't give you the actual thing, but I'm very excited about this, and I will offer liquidity for this because I'm confident that they'll do some sort of airdrop for Sunday for anyone that offers liquidity. I'm pretty confident that they'll end up doing that. Don't quote me on it. Don't be like, Manny, you said they're going to do it, and then they don't do it. Most times in these type of things, they normally do it. So that's why I'm very confident that they're going to do it. Just looking. And so I'd be offering in this, but I also do more research to figure out what's the highest APR, because that's kind of the one I want to focus on. And if it is Sunday and ADA, then I'll focus on it. But if it's like, say for instance, LQ and ADA, then I'll do some with that and mix with both, right? Because at the end of the day, I've been mining ADA since 2017, so I gotta do something with it. And also, you actually earn 80. I think you're pretty sure. No, that's another one. Okay, not gonna talk about that. Okay, Ready. Let's go into CoinGecko and let's just see where the market is at. So I gave you guys 3 different plays you guys can look at. Glitter Finance, I'll drop the entirety right up on it. Sunday Swap, DeFi Kingdom, and then Gala. And if you want to start reading up on Gala Games, you can start reading up on it a bit more. I'm going to do some research on it and kind of figure out more about the actual like gamify. Oh, man. Jeez. Okay, I just remember one more thing before we go here. It's another thing, Extropolis. Okay. So much information came out in crypto this week. And this is where it's like, that's why I find it funny, because when the market's like this and tanking, right? No one's paying attention. And then all these news releases, all these things are coming out. And then you're just like, how did I miss this? How come I didn't see this? What's happening? How come I didn't get involved in this? And you're like, how did I miss? Like, it's because you're not paying, because your emotions are getting you involved and it's causing you not to pay attention. And this is an emotional market and they want you to not pay attention. Because when you're emotional and crying about your portfolio, they're making moves. Okay, so this is an NFT project. It's called Iron Pigeons. Mike Tyson. Y'all know who Mike Tyson is. Okay? You don't know who Mike Tyson is, Google him. Mike Tyson brings his love for pigeons to the metaverse by making them the next deck in the X Populous trading game. All I gotta say is Mike Tyson's actually involved in this. It's not like, oh, he's not involved. He's actually involved in this. Okay? And this reminds me of Mike Tyson Punch Out. Now, if you guys know Mike Tyson, he actually has a thing for pigeons, right? So you can read more about it and read about the card game and rarities and all that stuff. But you can see like different traits. I would get involved in this because of the fact Mike Tyson's involved in this. This is why I'm getting involved with it. There is absolutely no other reason why I'm getting involved. And I'm telling you guys this from a point of view of like, why am I getting involved? I don't know anyone. I don't do anything. I know it's on the Solana network. That's another reason why I like it. If you guys heard Mike Tyson talk about Solana and said he's all in on Solana, this is what he kind of means. So I would get involved in this because Mike Tyson's involved in this. And I think Mike Tyson is the type of person, nothing has nothing to do with business or anything like that. He's just that he's the type of person that people trust. So if he's involved in something, you know that he's not in it to just make money, because he's lost more money than he's ever made. Right? Like, think about that. So, and if he wants to make more money, he will do a lot more things. But you can kind of see that you can read up more about what it is. But you can see Mike Tyson is part of the actual team of people making this up. So I would definitely be like figuring out more about this. You can sign up on the website, ironpigeons.extropolis.com. You can sign up. You got to go onto you got to go do the same thing you do with any other NFT project. You got to go into the Discord, do all the stuff that they say in there, and then they'll be dropping announcements in there. But this right here is where I was like, ooh, I like this. So, and they have another game, like the actual like, what's the word? They have a couple card games, and they actually look kind of like, they look good, right? Like I see some of these NFTs, I'm like, oh. And like this one actually looks good, so I get involved in it. And because it's on Solana, it's not going to be as expensive as other NFTs. And this is the one issue I have with a lot of the NFTs is that when they're on the Ethereum network, it's like you pay, like, let's say you pay $200 in ETH, but then you pay $200 in gas fees. So you pay $400 for this thing. You now let's say you make 50K off of it. Now you got to sell it, but you're paying $2,000 in gas fees. It's like, yeah, so realistically, you paid 2,500 in gas to make 45,000, which is good. But this is like, if it hits bank. If it doesn't hit bank, then you paid more money than you should have, because there's other places where you can make money without having to pay so much in gas. So you keep more of your money. This is where I am with NFTs. I don't like the Ethereum network at this point, because the fact that, like, I almost want to strike against them, because anything to do with the Ethereum network, I don't want to pay that gas. right? It's like the gas is expensive outside. Now it's expensive in Ethereum. What is this, right? Anyways, you can do your own research on this and kind of figure out more about this. But personally speaking, this is one of those things where I really want to. I'm diving deep into this because this is another place where you can earn money off of not really doing anything but owning it, having it, and then realistically doing pretty much doing nothing. Next thing that happened today, UFC Strike. In case you guys aren't part of this, is part of the whole NBA Top Shot Dapper Labs family. So this is called UFC Strike. Just came out today. They had their first drop. I participated. You could buy up to 5 of them, and I got 3. And I was like, I was going for a Francis Ngannou card, and I didn't get it. So what is this? Because I posted on my Instagram, so if you guys follow me, you guys will saw it. That's the Manny Fraser, that's my name. So what it is kind of like NBA Top Shots, except it is UFC moments, right? Things still move slow, so it's kind of like that. So you're actually getting the moments. And I know, like, for some people, like, I don't get it. Once again, for me, what I understand about this is that this is the future of trading cards and how everything's going, right? So think about it like an actual physical card, okay? Now, if you had an actual physical card, you don't get to see the actual moment. All you get to do is they get a picture, and now it's all reminiscent. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like when John Starks dunks on Jordan in the Garden. Okay, I say that you have a picture. There's an actual card of that. But they got rid of Jordan, and it's just Horace Grant. It's actually funny. The new cards, the old cards had Jordan and Horace Grant. He dunked on both of them. The new cards, they actually they cropped Jordan out, and it's just Horace Grant. We'll look it up. Okay, so with this, think about it like digital trading cards. Okay, so instead of physical trading cards that you can have and you can lose, you can, like, I had trading cards when I was a kid. I don't know where they are anymore. Right, like that happened. And now it's like, man, I really wish I had them. I had some really sick cards. Like I'm 36. I was part of Kobe Bryant's rookie year, Shaquille O'Neal's rookie year. There were so many good Hall of Famers that went through my life that I could have had their rookie card and don't even know where it is. So this is one of those things where it's actually genius to throw things on blockchain, especially for cards, because cards are going to go up in value because of the fact of the person, the player, you're buying into that. You're not actually buying into, like, oh, I don't get it. It doesn't matter, because what you look at is that what are the chances? It goes back to the same thing in investing into anything else. Is this going to gain more popularity? Yes or no? Probably yes. So do you want to be the first in it, or do you want to wait for everyone else? One of the things about being a great investor is seeing the trend before the trend happens, right? There's a Jim Jones song that's like hot on Reels right now. It's called "We Set the Trend." Like, as an investor, you have to set the trend. You have to see the trend before it comes. That way, you can sell, right? Like, ideally, you can sell when it's high. Right, the whole buy low, sell high. Well, you can't sell high when you're buying high. Right? Don't buy high; it's not good. But you want to make sure that you're in front of all this. I can't even log in. Okay, so you want to make sure you're in front of all this, because this is the type of stuff when you see it, you just have to kind of jump in. And what if you can ask, like, what if it's never worth any money? It was probably better than the Courvoisier you were going to buy, or whatever type of alcohol you drink, or whatever watch you were going to buy, or whatever else you're going to spend your money on, right? Because this is an asset, and you might not see, like I said, you might not see it as an asset, but guess what? There are people who are diehard fans of the UFC who will buy this from you, and all you got to do is be there at the right time. Just how there's people who are diehard gamers who will participate in this, right? You just got to see the trend before the trend happens, right? There are people who are waiting to get into crypto, and they're waiting for a bridge. Here's a bridge. You got to see the trend before the trend happens, right? Cardano, I like Cardano, but I like yield farming. And I think Cardano had a 70% of the people who held Cardano were staking it for over 2 years. So I know that this isn't going to disappear because they have a large amount of people just holding and doing nothing with the Cardano. So therefore, except staking. So therefore, I know that this is safer, right? 70% is good. I like those odds. I know that this is probably going to be around and this is the first iteration of it, and it will be even better in the next 5 years. Okay, you got to think like that. You got to think ahead. Next 5 years, you can't be thinking about the market today and the current price action, because if you believe Bitcoin's going to go over $1 million, right? It doesn't matter how it gets there. The question is, are you on the ride or not? If the ride's going down right now, put your hands up and say, it's done. Right? That's what you got to do. And then when it starts going up, you're like, it's like a roller coaster. Have fun, right? Up, wee, up. That's all it is. So you gotta, when you're trading, you're investing in the markets, your mind has to be set on finding opportunity, which I just gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different opportunities just in cryptocurrency, plus Bitcoin and what Bitcoin's doing. So that's 7. So I just gave you 7 opportunities for you to make some sort of money for 2022 at least. Hopefully you're around for longer. That way it makes more money, because this is a weekly thing. And plus understanding what's happening in terms of market cycles. So if you don't understand like US interest rates and understand like how that plays into what's going on with Bitcoin and whatnot and the correlations, then you gotta do some more research in terms of understanding like the correlations of why is the market dropping, right? There's always an answer to a question. So why is the market dropping? All markets are dropping. So it's not just Bitcoin. So if all markets are dropping, why? You go on Bloomberg and what are they talking about? Interest. They're talking about interest rates. What's happening? Well, they're going to be talking about interest rates on the 26th. And they're going to be, it's directly here. It's a red folder, right? And then after that, they don't talk about it till March. How convenient, right? How convenient that the next release of this is only scheduled 8 times per year. The next one's in March. They're not going to be announcing it until March. Now, most people are like, oh, they could. I don't live off they could. They said they're going to do it in March. Well, why would they change it to do it 8 times per year? This is the first one. I don't think they're going to do it now. I think they're going to do it in March, right? At the end of the day, there's a whole bunch of other issues, because if they raise interest rates, unrelated, but they raise interest rates, it could have a negative effect on the entire economy, because people can't afford to pay back their loans. So the bad thing is that if they raise interest rates and then people can't afford to pay back their loans, plus there's inflation, that would equal a market crash, because what would happen is that interest rates will start going up higher, people can't pay them back, plus they can't start buying groceries. Then what they have to do is that they have to bring the interest rates back down. So what they haven't done is they haven't collected any more money, right? Interest rates raising is how they collect money. When they don't get any money and inflation's high, it's no bueno for countries. No bueno. Okay, let's see this. Oh, was it sold out? Yeah, I got 3 of them. Boom. Okay, no questions. Yeah, this is definitely one of those things where like so like when you're looking at the market and you're trying to understand everything, your main goal is always having a long-term vision. Okay. And like one of the reasons why I even got started trading and investing, and one of the reasons why I joined up with Wealth Empire and IM, is to understand like how to read the market. And like it's been pretty good understanding like why is the market going down? Why is the market going up? You know how many people are calling me and wanting to know why is the market doing this? What do you think is happening? And it's the same people who literally got me into crypto are also asking me these questions because of the fact that this is something I really excelled in, which is trading and understanding how to read this market, right? But also it's a situation for everything. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. But what I'll be looking for with Bitcoin, going back with this, is I'll be looking for it to play around for the next couple days. Most likely there'll be some sort of, if you're looking at trading this, I would be looking at the scalper. There's lots of the scalper is in this type of setting, the scalper is amazing. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like if you're not using the scalper to trade, like you're fooling yourself. Like, it's not good for swing trading, but it's great for just catching like right now. Like right here. Right? I'll show you this. Even right now. If this breaks this 50, right? Here's your right here. Once it breaks this, that will probably be a buy on the scalper if it can break the 50 EMA. This is a 3-to-1. It's not, it's like, that's all you need. You don't need to get the big swing, right? Like, think about it like that. Like, a 3-to-1 is really good. That's 3% of your account. Like, you can't even do that in Forex sometimes without like the market just going like stop loss doing, right? Where in Bitcoin, there's a lot of times where it breaks this, comes back up, and then goes. But if you hold it for too long, you're like, I'm trying to hit the 10,000 pips. You can't go on a 50-minute. You got to wait for the 4-hour setup. All right, the 4-hour setup, not there yet. Unless, oh yeah, you know what? If that holds there, then this is this, and this is maybe up to there. Yeah. There we go. Now the stop loss, let's see the stop loss. Here's a trade, 300. You would have to put the stop loss underneath here, which is the 700 pip stop loss, which makes this a 4-to-1. So here's the funny thing. This is a 4-to-1, and so is the one I showed you, 3-to-1 on the 50-minute. Which one would you rather enter? Right? And this is where it's like, just wait for the market to do its thing. This market will eventually turn around. And once it starts turning around, you can, like, it's a swing and a home run all the way up wherever it's going to, right? But like right now, don't fight the trend of it going down, right? Your best bet is, here's your sell. It gets up there. But actually, it's right here. It'd be right in this. This would be the place where you'd want to be looking for some sort of reaction in Bitcoin. So there's a good chance where we just come up. And then what you'd be looking for from here, once it gets into here and stops, you'd be looking for some sort of higher or low. So if it ends up leaving, so see how, like, if it ends up leaving this 4-hour right here, there's a good chance that we end up coming back down here. So unless it fills this entire thing, it doesn't need to fill the entire thing, but there's a good chance we end up coming back in the same area sometime this week. And then that's the bullish side. There's a bearish side. There is a whole bottom that needs to be explored. So this can get all the way down into here again and come back up and swoop. And then I showed you guys all this, where it can get down there. This, now, whatever Bitcoin does doesn't affect the plays that I just showed you, because the plays I just showed you are bigger long-term features. DeFi Kingdom, 420% APR. Throw your money in there, collect APR. This is going to have yield farming as well. Not sure about the yield farming, but you're getting it at 12 cents. Guaranteed, when you get the tokenomics and you read the white paper and you get all that stuff, you're going to see it and you're like, oh, you're getting this in at this 12 cents. This will probably be worth more than $1. Okay. Same as Sunday swap. You're being able to get into Sunday before everyone else does, and then hold on to it. And then you might get some airdrops. Iron Pigeons, just a great NFT that you can participate with Mike Tyson. And then UFC, it's another version of NBA Top Shot. And if you like the whole Dapper Labs, this is the cool thing about this. The other cool thing about this, and we'll end with this, is that when you see this, are you thinking about cryptocurrency? And this is how you got to think. This is reaching out to the 98%. These like DeFi Kingdom kind of, Sunday Swap, no. Glitter is probably going to try and reach out to 98%. But this right here, 98%. And also Iron Pigeons, 98%. You're not even thinking you're involved in cryptocurrency. And I'm always looking for stuff like that, because even though it could be more centralized, this is where you can make your money. I don't mind paying taxes on some of my money, just not all of it. Okay. Okay. That's a wrap. Let me make sure I caught everything. Oh, this video will be dropped on, it'll be dropped on YouTube, and then when I upload it, I'm gonna upload it tonight with a premiere of tomorrow. So once I'll put it in the Telegram chat tonight, that way I don't forget. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys are going to check out DeFi Kingdom, check out some of these other plays. Go into CoinGecko. I didn't even get to talk about this. Go into CoinGecko, and if you want to see more cryptocurrencies that you can potentially buy, I always talk about this. Just go in and just see what's at a 7-day low, and start doing your research there. This is Harmony. This is one of the things you're going to use to move into DeFi Kingdom. It's currently sitting at 19 cents. So this is the DeFi Kingdom sitting on the Harmony network, 19 cents. So 44% down on the last 7 days. Curve Dow, the next good one. See all these are 40. Ooh, remember I talked about KDA getting down there? Well, let me just check this out before I wrap it up. So I remember I told you guys that KDA might get down to 3. I don't look at my charts all the time. Okay, let's just see. Atom's still holding high. Casper is at 8 cents. KDA $5.40. Oh. So there it is, first one. So it could do something like this, but remember, it doesn't need to do something like this. So this would be accumulation though. So this isn't a good area of accumulation. It's between the 786 and 886. So if you were looking at buying KDA, this between $3.80 and $6 is your time to buy. I really like Cadena, and this is something that I would be, if you're like, what crypto should I like dollar cost average into? This would probably be one of those ones, the layer one. To the 50 is not over on the 4-hour. So you're still good to buy, but I'd be dollar cost averaging. So if you're going to buy this, don't anticipate it to do anything for you at this point. Now, there is a really great possibility that it comes all the way down into like $2, or even as low as like this, right? And if it does do that, then you're just not in permanent loss. Just understand, whenever the market does do something like that, you have to wait until it corrects, and then it's going to start going up. The worst thing you can ever do, and this is one we're going to end on, the worst thing you can ever do is sell when the market's like this, because now what you're doing is you're selling on a you're selling your loss. So if you're like, my portfolio is down like 20%, 40%, 50% right now, and you sell, then you've actually lost 50%, right? There's 2 options that you guys have. One is to hold on for dear life because you didn't sell at the top, you didn't take any profit. So what? Now you've learned, always take profit. 2 is consolidate your coins into a stronger coin. So if you have a bunch of like coins that you don't like and you don't want to do, you're not doing your research on, I'd be consolidating them into stronger coins. KDA is a stronger coin, but like if you're looking at like stronger coins like Polkadot, Cardano, anything in the top like 20. So like a stronger coin for me personally is just look at the top 20. If it's on it, there's your stronger coin. And I'd be consolidating into these coins. So like Polkadot, Luna, Solana, Avalanche, Atom, Polygon. So you can see like what I mean. So all consolidation is that you're putting everything together. It might be at a loss, but now you have a bigger amount of money. So instead of having a little bit here, having a little bit there, you have a bigger amount of money. Throw it into one of these different coins that will potentially shoot up. Algorand's a really good one. It's housing. One of the things about Algorand, it's a staking coin. You can stake it on your Exodus wallet, and it's housing the El Salvador's Bitcoin on their wallets. Just so you guys know. Uniswap. So you guys can see it. Like here's a bunch of different ones. ICP, bunch of different ones. Axie is only $52. You want to play to earn. You can play to earn on Axie Infinity. It's already a game. VeChain is a good one. I'd be stacking up on some more VeChain. 5 cents is a great price. Sandbox. And the one thing is like no one can read the market or tell you like here's what's going to happen. You're just waiting. So we're all doing the same thing, waiting for the market to do its thing. And once it does, you want to make sure your money is in the right places, so that way you're not at the top crying. All right, that's it now. All right, guys, have a good one. Ooh, this is another one. AR. It's at $32, but this is This is storage, blockchain storage. Do your research on this. This is potentially really good. I would be looking into this AR. So make sure you write it down. So it's like a whole bunch of money in this, 63% from all-time high. Okay. So all right. Now I'm done. All right, wrapping up. All right, guys. Have a good one.